Hey, don't mind me. I'm just trying to find that Aaron app commercial to add to my Apple Music library. That soundtrack slaps. But guess what? It's snacking time, and I have a guess on what those Indiana employees are doing. If they're using medical marijuana, maybe they're snacking. I don't know. So let's have a snack break. You guys have been throwing out a lot of odd opinions there, and a lot of great discussion. So I got to say, I tried to send Kit Kats to everyone for this week's episode because we're going to do a top 4 countdown list, and there's 4 sections, which are actually called fingers of the Kit Kats, which I discovered. But I'm going to blame this on CrowdStrike because not everyone got their Kit Kats this week. And, you know, um, outside of some organizations, I actually care about snack equity. So we'll do peanuts instead because you all have peanuts and you're part of the peanut gallery here. So let's roll into
It's snacks.
yeah. I want to cover the top 4 misconceptions about HR. So this is a topic that a lot of people write about, a lot of people post about on LinkedIn. So I gathered some resources, did some research, asked ChatGPT, and actually asked people that I know in the HR profession. And I've cobbled together the top 4 misconceptions about HR. So without further ado, number 1, HR people are not any fun. So that's common misconception. You have TV shows and movies that portray HR people in a certain way, like Toby from The Office or Kate McKinnon's character from Office Christmas Party. But if you've ever attended a after party at HR Tech or any big conference, HR people are fun, and they actually can loosen up and have a good time. Number two, HR are the culture cheerleaders of the organization. So this is a big complaint that I hear from HR people all the time. Yeah, people have wrote about it, a lot of topics on this. HR is not, their job is not solely to drive company culture across the organization. Really, that comes from leadership and up top. They can help promote and push that along, but they are not the culture cheerleaders at the company, or they're not supposed to be. So that's the number 2 on the list. Number 3, HR decides everything, especially with workplace policies. This is a big one, and this has come up recently with the return to office push, and a lot of companies, driving that through the employees. HR are the ones that have to hand this edict down, and a lot of people assume that HR is the one that is deciding this and really driving this forward. When in fact, in reality, a lot of HR leaders and professionals are the ones that are pushing back or trying to have more equitable solutions around return to office policies. So HR doesn't decide everything. And in fact, it's kind of a tug of war between what leadership wants, what employees want, and they're the ones caught in the middle trying to make it all work. And then the last one that we have, and this is from my buddy Lance Hahn, who is a seasoned HR pro turned analyst slash marketer now. But he said that a misconception that he had before getting into the HR business was that, HR is a person-friendly, employee-friendly profession. And I could think of the meme of what you thought life was going to be like as an HR professional, and patting employees on the back and, helping employees live their best lives, and what it actually is, which is just paperwork, compliance, and, having to do really tough things like, layoffs and, disputes between employees. So those are the top 4 that I have cobbled together. I want to hear what you guys think some of your top misconceptions are in the HR profession, HR industry.
I think that HR and TA are the same people, same team. And TA, for everyone out there, is talent acquisition. I like to say talent access. Should be church and state. And I also don't think that TA should report into HR. talent should report into the CEO, CFO, or the COO?
Danielle, what does Gen Z think about HR? Any misconceptions?
Well, it might not be a misconception. I'm curious what you guys think, but I think there is this perception that HR is not for the people. HR is for the business. Yikes.
Yeah.
Joel's face.
Don't trust HR. I mean, look, it's the whole thing. Like it's the same with recruiting, right? Like a lot of people think that recruiters are there to help them find a job. That's not what recruiters do. Recruiters are there to acquire talent for organizations. They're there to bring the right, connect the right people up. And so sometimes recruiters end up helping, candidates in their life, and it's a byproduct of what they do. But it's the same with HR. It's like obviously there's great people in HR that want to connect with you and care about you. But at the end of the day, HR is, they are protecting the organization. So I don't know.
They're doing their job right. They're neither friend nor foe, right?
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
there to ensure that employees are getting taken care of to the best of their abilities, working within the company policy framework. They're also there to protect the organization, but they're also there to, if
Cops,
they're good
narcs.
HR leaders, they are maybe pushing back against some edicts from corporate leadership, from executives, and at least providing what might happen if we do this one thing that we know is going to really disrupt or upset the workforce. So good leaders should be pushing back against some of that corporate.
And I feel like HR attracts those, people who want to help others. And it kind of makes me sad. Like, I feel like HR is constantly stuck between the leaders who call the shots and the employees who they really want to try everything under their power to help. But ultimately, the fact is who's paying them, right? And I think that
follow
that's
that
a
money
really,
trail. Buddy,
yeah, it's a really tough position to be in. I've always felt for like HR, but also workplace leaders, because like workplace leaders are dealing a lot of the time with CFOs who just don't really care about the people side of things, and they see no value in focusing on in improving people's lives. And yeah, I think it's just it's a tough position.
And Joel's taking a selfie for the gram.
I'm not taking a selfie. We're streaming live on TikTok for everybody.
Joel, let's go to the comments. Joel, what are people saying down in the comments?
A lot of people. Brian Fink is dominating the comments
Fink.
SQHRM.
I want to see someone take on Brian Fink in the comments.
We gotta look. If we bring Brian on, the energy level.
We need to bring Fink on for a segment.
Fink said, "You can't spell culture without the CULT."
The cult.
And then he's got a bunch of like
can't spell.
Something about friends. Where is Chandler Bing? Phoebe? Question mark. It's a strategic. Nikki said it's a strategic role. You have to get the best out of folks to help the org reach its goals. I honestly, Joel, that first one that you picked up about HR not being fun. I kind of thought that until I went to that Flow Rider concert and HR grinding up against Flow Rider. Then I was like, oh, they're down. They're down.
Yeah,
they're down to F. Flow Rider.
I was hanging out with Alex Smith, and he was saying, you're jaded. Like this conference skewed your perception of HR conferences because it really set the bar super high. So now I'm ready. I'm ready for RecFest to blow my mind potentially.
Look, well, you get a group of recruiters together. You throw some agency recruiters in there. Now you got a party. Now you got a party.
Agency party. Agency recruiters
drop
at
it
a party.
In Nashville.
Definitely some cannabis.
Joel, we want to thank you so much for this snack segment. Where can folks find you? Where can they connect? Where can they learn more? Joel, give us a plug.
Connect with me on LinkedIn and check out HR Snacks. Subscribe. Awesome.